welcome back. In this video I'm going to show you how to make this really cute lemon wreath with items from Dollar Tree and the sun from Dollar General. Now in the video I know I was bickering with myself actually as to whether or not I wanted to put the sign on top of the mesh or behind the mesh, and as you can see here I decided to put it on top of the mesh. And I was feeling okay at the beginning of the video, but as it progressed and at the end I'm feeling like a cold is hitting me. I'm feeling really awful right now. So I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but as far as the mesh goes, you will need 6 rolls total. I'm using 2 of each color, 2 green, 2 yellow, and 2 blue, so 6 total. I'm sorry if I left that out in the video. So I hope y'all enjoy it. Okay, I have no idea why I'm so excited to put this wreath together. I mean, it's just a wreath, but you know, I absolutely adore lemons, so I think that's why I'm so excited for this one. I love lemonade, lemon bars, lemon anything, so don't put lemon in my tea. That you do not defile tea by putting lemon in it. No! So what I have here is this lemon sign from Dollar General. It was $1. Of course, you're going to need one of the 14-inch wire wreath forms from Dollar Tree. I have all these plastic lemons that I got from Dollar Tree as well. I got 5 of them and I don't think I'm going to use all 5, but this was all that they had left, so I just grabbed them. At this point, I'm not even sure if I want to add any flowers to this or not, but I found these cute daisies at the Dollar Tree, the white ones. They did have different colors. Daisies are my birth flower, so I'm partial to daisies. And I wanted some greenery, some leaves to go with the lemons. And Hobby Lobby and Michael's, I'm sorry, I'm not going to pay those crazy prices, even with a coupon. I'm not going to pay those prices just for a handful of green leaves to use with this. So I know these are not lemon leaves, but they look similar. And I got this at Walmart for 97¢. You're going to also need some mesh for a 14-inch wire wreath form. I use 60 clusters of mesh and ribbon. And for a total, you're going to need 6 rolls of mesh. I've got way too much green here, so let me get that out of the way. But all total, you're going to need 6 rolls of mesh. And I think what I'm going to use on this one is green, blue, and yellow. I have a bunch of white over here, but I'm hoarding all the white that I can for the upcoming winter season. I know it's not even Easter yet, but I'm hoarding all of the white mesh. So white, red, and green, I'm hoarding all of it. I think these colors will be okay. If I don't like the way that they're turning out, I might add a little bit of white in. If I do, you'll see that, of course, later on. But you'll need 6 rolls total of mesh. And then you're going to need pipe cleaners. For each cluster, I use half of a pipe cleaner. And each wreath takes 60 clusters, so you're going to need 30 pipe cleaners. Of course, some scissors. Let's see, a hot glue gun so that you can attach your sign later. And then you're going to need some ribbon. This is the ribbon that I have picked out. I had this on hand and I bought this yesterday. If you're going to use a piece of ribbon in each cluster, which I like to do, I like that fullness, you're going to need roughly 9 inches of ribbon per cluster. Because the way I measure my ribbon is, here's the width of your mesh. I measure 1.5 lengths of the mesh. That's going to give you a 9-inch piece of ribbon. Okay, so for the 9 inches, times 60 clusters, that's going to give you 540 inches, okay? Convert that down to feet and you get 45 feet. That's if you're using one color, okay? If you're using one color of ribbon, you're going to need 45 feet of that ribbon. If you're using more colors, just break down the math. If you're using 2 colors, you're going to need right at 22.5 feet. If you're using 3 colors, you're going to need 15 feet of each color. You know, and the more colors you use, just break down the math. So, with that being said, I'm going to show you how I make my little clusters. I do not use a cutting mat or a rotary cutter like a lot of people do. I just don't. Let me open this up quick. There's a reason for that. A lot of people using the rotary cutter, they open up their mesh, they pile it all on top of each other, lay it out, measure it, and then cut it. But this particular type of mesh, the ends can unravel a little bit. And if you layer them, they're all going to start to grab onto each other. And when you pull them apart, you're really going to cause a lot of it to, you know, start to ravel. And we want to stay away from that. And, you know, if this is your first time making a wreath, this is another reason that I do this. If this is your first time making a wreath, a lot of people don't have a lot of the cutting mats and rotary cutters and all. They don't automatically have that. And if you don't know if you're even going to like making wreaths, why buy all those supplies when you can do the same thing with a pair of scissors? So I have a lot of people asking me about that. That's why I just now took the time to tell you that. But the way that I make my clusters is you're going to need 3 pieces of mesh, and then you're going to need a pipe cleaner. And it does not matter what color pipe cleaner you use because you're not going to see them at all. And the only way that you're going to see your pipe cleaner is if you flip the wreath over and look at the back. And if somebody is at your front door turning your wreath over to look at the back, you need to slap them. But the way I do this is, for this cluster, I'm going to use 2 yellows and 1 blue. So start off just by taking the end of your mesh here and rolling it over on itself into a little tube, and then cut it. Just like that. Roll it over on itself into a little tube, and then cut it. Now we're going to take the blue, roll it into a tube, rolling, rolling, rolling. Alright, cut it. Now we're going to add a piece of ribbon. And for the 2 yellow and 1 blue, I think I'm going to add a piece of green ribbon. So let's measure out the ribbon, 1.5 lengths, and cut it. Now with this type of ribbon, the grass green, I guess is how you say it, I don't know. I always cut a V in the end of my ribbon, but for this particular type of ribbon, it can start to ravel. You can see it ravel a little bit. And the way that you stop that is, of course, I move my lighter. But anyway, the way you do this is just cut it into a V, and then you take a cigarette lighter and just wave it under the edges, and it will seal it a little bit. You can feel the edges like this and feel that they're silky and smooth. Once you take your lighter, just gently wave it under it, let it cool for a few seconds, and then feel it. And you'll feel like a lip on the edge of your ribbon. That's how you know that it's been sealed. Okay, I will do that for the rest of my wreath, but I've just realized that I usually keep my lighter over here in my little craft basket, and it's not here for some reason. Oh well. So to make the cluster, take your mesh, roll it like this, and then clip it between your fingers. Take your next piece, roll it into a tube, clip it between your fingers. If you can't grasp it with your fingers like this, use a clothespin. Now we're going to take the next color, roll it into a little tube, and clamp it. See, I now have 2 yellow, 1 blue in my cluster. Now we're going to add the ribbon. And to add the ribbon, you just stick it between your fingers and make sure that the printed side, the side that you want to be facing out, is facing your fingertips. Just clamp it like that. I've got glue and paint under that now. And just clamp it like that. Then take half of your pipe cleaner right here, bend it into a V, and just put your mesh and your ribbon in that V. Bend these over and twist them like that. And that is your cluster. Okay, now we're going to take our wreath form here, and we're only going to be working on these 2 center rings right here. Not these outer ones, just the 2 inner ones. So let's put 1 piece of the pipe cleaner around that I guess you call it third one, 1, 2, 3, around that one, and then the top around the other one, just like that. And then twist them in the back to tighten it up. Just 1 or 2 good times. Okay, now there's your first cluster. Just like that. Now this is going to look pretty raggedy until you get 1 or 2 of these sections here, between these pieces here, filled up. Yeah, it's going to look a little raggedy. Don't worry what it looks like. Don't worry about how your ribbon looks, because once you get all of your clusters on, then you can go back and fluff out your ribbon and straighten it out and make it look all nice and neat. So for each of these sections, between these 2 bars here, this is a section, you're going to put 10 clusters, okay? So I'm going to start work on that, and you work on yours. I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to fill up one of these sections, and then I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. Here we are after I have 1 full section done, and like I said, once you get your whole wreath done, then you can go back and fluff out your ribbon and whatnot and make it look a little bit more full. But yeah, this is what I have so far. I don't know if I want to add in some more yellow here and there, which I might, but I don't know. But I wanted to show you what I was talking about with the ribbon and how to seal the ends of it. So yeah, here you just cut the V in your ribbon. Hello. Okay, now you just take your lighter, and this is very quick. Just run it under the edge just like that, and you can feel it. You can feel that there will be like a little lip on the edge of the ribbon. That's how you know it's been sealed. Okay, so I'm going to continue on around. Like I said, I don't know if I want more yellow or not, because the sign is pretty yellow, and then I'm going to have all these yellow lemons stuck here and there. So, you know, I didn't want it to be overwhelmingly yellow, but I think I've got a decent ratio going on here. So we'll see what it looks like when I'm done. You work on yours and I'm going to work on mine, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how to put on the sign and the lemons and the flowers and all that good stuff. Here's what I have so far. All of my ribbon and mesh is now on, and I'm pretty happy with the ratio that I have of the blue and the green, because I didn't want too much yellow, like I was saying, because, you know, the sign would be so yellow, and then you have the lemons and whatnot. Excuse me. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to set it off to the side for a second, because I'm getting ready to put my sign on, and I'm going to attach this just like I do all of my other signs. I just glued some pipe cleaners to the back. And now I've been looking at this for a bit, and I don't like the sign just stuck on it like that. I don't know. I don't like that for some reason. So I'm thinking about kind of like maybe tucking it down under like some of this mesh here, so that it's not like as prominent. I don't know. I'm going to try that right now and see. Because the way that I attach my signs is I take these pipe cleaners and I just run it down through the mesh, and then I attach it to the wire form. I just want to, oh golly, this is proving to be difficult. Okay, just want to tuck it back behind the mesh. And let's see. This is not looking good right now. It'll just give me a minute to straighten it out. Okay, so I'm thinking, I kind of like this better. I don't know, like with this particular sign, I'm kind of liking it better. I don't know. What do y'all think? Like, I'm liking it like this. I'm not liking it, like laying on top of all of my mesh. I was not liking that at all. So I think I'm going to leave it like that. I think that looks best. So let me attach this right quick. Well, I could attach that here just in a few minutes, I suppose. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll just attach that here in a few minutes, because then, you know, once I get to looking at it, if I don't like it, I can change it. So anyway, but what I've got is I have some of these daisies, and then I have my lemons and the green leaves. I'm sorry for the sniffles. I've not felt good today. I feel like I'm getting a cold, so my nose is running. So what I'm going to do is, okay, you see these lemons, they're pretty solid, but they are hollow. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to take my scissors here, and I'm going to punch a hole in it. Do I want it to lay like this? Like that maybe? I'm just going to punch a hole in it. Like this. Twist my scissors around carefully. So I don't want to, watch me impale myself here. Looks like, are these foam? I don't know, they squished. They felt hollow, but I don't know, they might be foam. It kind of feels like foam down in there. Okay, so now I'm going to take a pipe cleaner, and I'm going to bend it in half. Then I'm going to take my trusty glue gun here, and I'm just going to put some glue on the end of this, and I'm going to stick that down in the hole that I just made. Just to kind of hold it in place, and then I'll attach it to the wire frame with this pipe cleaner. There we go. Stick that down in there. Okay, now I'm just going to prop this up. I'll just set it right there in the center of the wreath. Just prop it up there, and go ahead and punch a hole in this one. Now this is kind of like the hard part for me, is, you know, like deciding where I want everything to go. You know, like where I want to place everything. That's always the tricky part for me. So let me do this one here. And like I said earlier, I was kind of like, you know, undecided as to whether or not I wanted to add the daisies to it. And I think I do, you know, just to give it a little extra something. So it's not like just some lemons and greenery stuck on there, you know. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And to attach the daisies, I'm just going to put like a dot of hot glue on it, and then just nestle it down Let me see, do I have one here? Yes, I already have a few pulled off. I'm just going to take a dot of glue, and before I do that, I just, you know, kind of stick them around. I like to put everything, you know, like just lay everything out and see where I want it to go first, and then I go around and glue everything down. So let's see, I've got my greenery here. Like I said, I couldn't find lemon leaves, but I do have some of these. So I think I want to try to use these bigger leaves here. Let's see, maybe I just need to trim this off here and get to these bigger leaves. And I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take one end of this pipe cleaner and just run it through the whole of the leaves right there. See? And that makes my lemon look like it has leaves. So that's the best way that I could think of to come up with a way to attach these suckers. So I want to do that on this other lemon here. And then just like my sign and other little doohickeys that I've attached to previous wreaths, I'm just going to run the pipe cleaners down between the bundles of mesh and twist it around the metal frame. So I think I'm just going to go right here, and I try to wrap it around the two center ones just like I wrapped the mesh. I try to do that. You know, it kind of helps everything to stay, you know, kind of centered. Let's see. That looks okay. All right. Now we'll continue to pull my pipe cleaner through. This could prove to be tricky. Ah, I've got it. I've got it now. And I'll just twist it in the back to hold it in place. And go back and fluff up ribbon. That's kind of like always my last step, is going back and fluffing up my ribbon. And then you get these little stragglies. But let's see. Now what I'm going to do is I think I'll try to incorporate some of these daisies here, just so that the lemons don't look so lonely, you know. Let me put one here, maybe. Yeah, something like that. Oh well, I'll work on that. But that's basically all that I'm going to do to this wreath here, is just attach these lemons, some of these daisies. It's got so much ribbon on it, I don't think I'm going to put a bow or anything on it. I might play with that idea later, but for the time being, I'm not going to put a bow on it. So, if you liked this video, and I hope you did, would you please give me a thumbs up, click that subscribe button, check me out on other forms of social media. The links to all those will be in the description box down below, and I hope to see y'all next time. Bye-bye.